Hey, good morning, all. Waiting for the little comments thing to show up so I know we are really rolling. There we go. Hey, it's Lorraine Pursell. So happy to be with you this morning for Fairy Godmother Monday. I'm going to turn these blinds a little bit. So I'm still sitting in the sun, but without the sun blaring and without you looking like I'm a strober. Hey. Fairy Godmother Monday. This is where we make your dreams come true in the quantum field together. And I show you about the quantum field, and which is the quantum field of all possibilities, which is the language of the universe. The language that universe hears from us is the one of feeling. There's my ocean picture. Thanks to Verna for saying, I'm pretty sure it was Verna who said she loved that color. So I decided to pull my painting of the Hawaii coast out. So, yes, so welcome, whoever jumps on. Tell me you're here so I can welcome you. And the language of the universe is feelings. Hi, Vicky. Good morning. How was your birthday? The quantum field universe, God, all that is, source, whatever word works for you, is is going off for feelings. So when you think during your day, how many times you go in and out and fluctuate between happy, sad, well, like this morning, I'm just gonna tell you, I in fact couldn't wait to tell you this morning that I got really hit with I'm wrong, I'm bad, there's something wrong with me. Oh, nice, Victor. And this is my core wounding. This is what I came into the planet with, and what, things in my childhood reinforced. Kind of like being a slave girl, going back to feeling like that earthworm thing again. Like I didn't deserve to be above the surface of the earth. So let's just stay down below and let's bend over backwards and just do all this kind of stuff to win people and blah, blah, blah. Ooh, I can tell. I mean, Florence Scovel Shinn says that when these things surface, and I went into a meditation on it, and I just, as Abraham said, let my cork float. And I just was like, I'm infinite love. There's no judgment on any of the people who have maybe said things and I've interpreted them in the way that I feel that way. Not makes me feel that way, but feels that way. And I'm infinite love. We're all one. And so just coming back into this place of, oh yes, of course. And I wanted to share that with you this morning because, I'd like to know who else feels this way, like the slave girl mentality. I know last Friday on Body Talk Friday, I drew a card from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms with Colette Baron Reed, and the next page was the prison waif. And that's been so much of my life, has been slave girl, prison waif, whipping boy. Back in the days of, kings and queens and princes, like when the prince or the princess, I'm assuming, did something bad, they didn't get whipped. There was somebody else who got whipped in their stead. And I've always adopted somehow this position that is so contrary to who I am as this extremely powerful woman. That's what I want you to really hear. And I want you to take from this whatever is appropriate to you. And I would almost say, and I have said it in the past, that the extreme to which we suffer and have excruciating depression, sadness, blah, 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 is the corollary, the opposite, the exact opposite. Okay, like here's the fulcrum, here's your yuck. And the exact extreme of the yuck is the exact extreme of the joy and the peace So I've been really playing with that and just realizing this morning it's so contrary to who I am. And I just wanted to share that with you all because, I'm devoted to being transparent with you guys. That's why I do these shows, is for you to evolve with me as I evolve as a pioneer in the field of empowering earth angels, empaths, and ultra sensitives. Ultra sensitives are what I call that highly sensitive person. I don't like that term because it sounds like a diagnosis, and I come from a history of diagnosing, and I don't want to diagnose anybody as a counselor. So I wanted to, I know that I'm forging a trail for those of us who don't feel like we're much when we're really all that in a bag of chips. When we really are as afraid to, as Abraham says, be full of ourselves. We really can be full of ourselves. People won't like it. A lot of people won't like it. You might find one or two that are okay with it. But do we have the courage? Do we have the courage? It's almost like standing against a hurricane of people not approving, and yet going forward with our own pleasure, our own purpose, the things that light us up. That's my big question to you today, and I'd love to get your feedback on that. I'd love to get your feedback. If you would drop it in the comments, if anything on this is resonating to you. The whole concept of not bending over backwards, not going outside of your center to please other people, but leaning back and letting them come to you once they recognize who you are, and not dancing around to try to show people who you are, but staying in this calm place of a quiet mind, not listening to the thoughts. Well, it's important to accept them and then send love to your heart and then to release it. I think once we get to the point where we do that automatically, then that's called ignoring. But it's ignoring in a way that's honoring to all of it, because those limiting thoughts, those low self-esteem thoughts are what are making you who you are now. And I believe that the degree to which you are being suppressed by those thoughts, those habitual mind thoughts, is the depth of that is the exact height of your power. And it's very, very, very powerful, y'all. Very powerful. Very powerful. I'm here to tell you it's very powerful. Do we have the courage to come out of codependency of needing people's love and being strong enough to stand and have our own back, even if nobody stands with us? Because the truth is, unless we don't have anything anyway. This is what I've really learned big time lately. If people leave you because you are walking your truth and you are honoring yourself, well, first of all, I think it's just a mirror to them of how they're not allowing that for themselves, okay? So not to take it personally, but know that you could be a demonstrator of something beyond what this other person has available to them on the day-to-day, because we live in a world that is completely outward focused. How is this going to make an impression? How am I going to appear? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just channeling. I'm just sharing from my heart and my gut. In this community, we are empowered earth angels, empaths, and ultra sensitives, not the weepy, sappy, whiny, needy, codependent earth angels, empaths, and ultra sensitives. We feel things. We feel it big. We feel it deep. We feel it strong. And I also had this picture on Saturday morning. Oh, God. Okay, so I'm going to back up a little bit. when I was in a shamanic circle where we had stayed up 36 hours with American Indian ceremony, one of the girls the next morning looked at me and she said I was 8 feet tall. Wow. I was 8 feet tall when she saw me. In spirit, I was 8 feet tall. So that's just laying the groundwork for what I'm going to share. On Saturday morning, I had a vision. Mary, yes. Yes, it has. Mary, it has started. I can't leave here and go and let you know, but it has. So if anybody's having trouble finding it, yes. Yeah. Oh God, you're just so amazing, Vixter. Yes. So anybody who's having trouble, Vicky, maybe you could message Mary Brewer, and let her know that yes, she just needs to refresh her screen to find us. Because I can't leave the live stream and do that. Vixter, this is so important. Being able to express to others what I will not accept any negative talks toward me. Yes. Clean the slate from negative gossipers. This is so vital. So this vision that I had was this giant. It was a man. He was a giant, and this was like back in the 1700s. And he had like knots on his forehead, and he was big. He was kind of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame looking person. And he was all hunched over, and he was inside this box. And his neck was bent over, and he was all in a hunch while everybody else was standing up, right, and just laughing and gossiping and doing what they do. But he had this smile on his face because he was finally able to fit into this little box and feel like he belonged. It was a metaphor for me and what I had been doing. And yet, to do that, the compromise, I mean, how could I be comfortable? And I was this giant in this picture. I was this giant, as a metaphor of me. So as a metaphor of me, I was in this little box where everybody else was standing upright. It was perfect height for them. But for me, I didn't fit. And it's like I had a smile on my face because, like, even though I was kind of a freak, right? I was big and hunched over and I had knots on my head. I was being accepted. Thank you, Vicky. And how many times do you try to fit yourself into this little tiny space so that you will belong, so you will feel like you belong, so you will feel like you have a place in the sun? I can say I've desired to do that so many times, but ultimately I never can, because I realize, oh my God, I got this crick in my neck, and I don't really like those people anyway. It just feels good to belong, and that's that old DNA stuff. So the important thing is to find a community like this where we are together, we do get ourselves, we know that we can't fit in. We can't fit into that little tiny square. I've been in situations in the past where people that I thought loved me were like, I will love and I will talk to you and I will incorporate you in my field if you fit into this little tiny space that's the size of the tip of my fingernail. It takes a lot to wake up from that. It takes a lot to wake up from that because we are so hypnotized by mass consciousness, the desire to fit in, the desire to be acknowledged, that we fit in there and it's okay, but we're like getting growing pains. And when you start to get those growing pains, the people around you don't like it. Now, the question is, do you go back into that little box and squeeze in so that you'll have their love? Or can you, hi, Catherine, nice to see you again, honey. Or can you go, thanks, but no thanks. I don't fit in that. That's not big enough for me. I'm big. My energy is big. How about you? I would venture to guess that you, as an empowered earth angel, empath, or ultra sensitive, are very big. Hi, Mary. Glad you found us. So if that happens again, you just keep refreshing the screen. You just keep scrolling it down. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Catherine. So sorry you missed it, but definitely come back and watch the replay because it's amazing. So where are we compromising ourselves? I was talking about how I had this vision of me being, well, first of all, someone when I was in the Native American ceremony that lasted 36 hours, one of the women in the group looked across at me and she said I was 8 feet tall. Well, that's the size of angels. I have no doubt it's the same for you guys, okay? Anything I share with you guys is only because I think it's universal to this community, this earth angel, empath, and ultra sensitive community. So here I am, 8 feet tall in spirit, and I know that about me. I know that I am a giant. I know that I am a spiritual giant. I know that my power is huge. And I'm saying that because I'm talking to you, because I think you do too. Even though your alter ego is, I'm nothing, meep. This is what I'm so on fire about setting you all free from, setting myself free from. And as I set myself free from it, I'm here as an example to you because I'm all about us being empowered earth angels, empaths, and ultra sensitives, not the weepy, whiny, sappy, codependent, needing your love people. No, it's nice, but I can't need it. I can't need it because I can't fit into that little box. So I had this vision on Saturday morning where I was this giant that was all hunched in. It was like a waking, it was a vision, but it was a dream. I was in this little box. I was this 8-foot giant in this box. And everyone else was standing upright. But for me to fit in that box, I was all hunched over, my head was like this, and I was all like sitting like this, okay, in the box. Everyone else was standing upright. I did not fit. But I had this smile on my face because, I kind of belonged. They kind of accepted me. I was kind of this freak, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And even though, and this was taking place in the 1700s. And yet it felt good because they were liking me and they were talking to me and they were acknowledging me. Is this ringing a bell? Is this resonating with anybody? But the problem was I was not comfortable. I was all hunched over like Houdini in a box. And that was supposed to be how I was accepted, is if I fit into their little box. And it was weird. It was like I had this comforting feeling, but it was like this old, sick, codependent thing that was just coming up for me to see it and go, I can't. And then I had another situation with a client recently where I felt like they were expecting me to bend over backwards and fit into their little paradigm. And I won't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mary. I hear you. And here's where the rubber meets the road. Mary's sharing that there's so much going wrong in her life right now, and it's really scaring her. Here's where the rubber meets the road. This is what I've said all along with that whole story of Dr. David Viscott saying you have to believe in yourself to win, not to place or to show like in a horse race, but to win. In these times, Mary, can we have our own back? Because, I'm in a personal shitstorm right now too. And yet, if we don't have our own back, we don't have anything. So I think it's the distilling to show us how we respond to this stuff and to heal us from looking to external sources for our validation. Who is this resonating with? Who is this resonating with? Earth angels are the most codependent demographic on the planet, I believe, because we are here to please and help and serve, okay? But to do it from a place of empowerment, which means I do it from a place where I take care of myself first. I love myself first. And then from that place, I give and I serve and I give my gifts. Okay? So it's this whole empowered Earth Angel space that I'm all about. And my commitment is to show you when I'm going through stuff. Because if I'm going through it, I know it's universal for this community. We are a huge community of people who really care. But we can't care more than we care about ourselves. We can't. I'm always confused which one is the camera. This one or this one? Is it this one? Okay, I guess it's that one. I was looking up here. Okay, I guess that's not it. Sorry. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I'm supposed to look in that little hole. Sorry. I want you to know I'm looking right at you. So here are some tools that you can use when things are going really badly and it looks like your world is getting ripped away from you and people that you thought were with you really aren't with you. Here are some tools that you can use. These are some things you can say. Everything I do is right. Everything I do is right. I invite you to write these down. Everything I do is right. I always make the right decision. I always make the right decision. It's okay. It's okay. We are being rebirthed into a new way of being. We are being rebirthed into a new way of being. We are shedding our old skin because we can no longer fit into that little box. We can try, but after a while our spine gets deformed because we're all like hunched over like this, and our lungs won't expand because we can't sit up tall because we're conforming to fit in. We're conforming to fit in. It just doesn't work. It's not sustainable. And I think we get to the point where it's almost like emotional blackmail, where others do this to us. If we don't toe the line, they boot kick us. Okay, I still send you love, but I pledge allegiance to myself. I am a sovereign nation. The ability to stand alone and to face our codependency, to face our neediness, to face our willingness to compromise because we want someone's love. But what I've learned is that you never had it to begin with, or at least it's the brand of love that you're not interested in. This is, I'm going to say, scary stuff, but it's, what is the alternative? To cramp into that little box? That's not honoring ourselves, right? Let me see what Vicky said. Lots going on in my life too, but I feel I'm walking through the storms to something better and advocating for myself. Rest. Everything works out for me, and self-love. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. And, I've recently had a situation where people just divorced me. It was not fun. But what am I going to do? It's like the love that I thought was there isn't. And that brand of love is not something I'm interested in. I don't know what the alternative is or if there's anybody there who has that for me. But if I have it for myself, I mean, it's being true to ourselves, believing in ourselves to win, not to place or to show, but to win. Hi, Sylvia. Nice to see you, honey, in Italy. Hold on, I'm going to take a drink of water. This is big stuff, and it scares the shit out of me to even be talking about it. A little bit because I'm still in the throes of it. I'm on the other side of it in a lot of ways, but it still scares the shit out of me. It's not anything that I'm familiar with. It's brand new territory on a deeper level of becoming an empowered empath, ultra sensitive. And thank you for all the, I think they're hearts. Whatever they are, they're beautiful. Is that from you, Sylvia? So do we have the courage? Do we have the courage? Do we have the courage and the stamina to stand alone? Because the bottom line is, if we do stand up for ourselves, meaning we don't have to fight. You know, I said on Friday that I'm not a big fan of going to people and saying, you hurt me when you did this. I just don't think it serves a purpose. I know in my heart that happened and I've resolved it for myself, but going to somebody and letting them know just causes more drama. And then you become the issue, and then you're in the way, and then they can use you as a reason not to face their own stuff, and not that that's the purpose or our purpose at all. But I'm not a big fan of going to somebody and saying, you hurt me when you blah, blah, blah. I'm a big fan of solving it within yourself, with your journal, with your relationship with your God, and with your relationship with yourself, and growing and expanding into the higher being that you are. And then loving and releasing. And speaking of that, I will be doing a 3-hour workshop on forgiveness. Forgiving others and forgiving ourselves is the biggest tool to becoming empowered and being able to let it go, because in my years, 25 years of travel as a counselor and coach, and actually master healer of emotions, emotional blocks, and physical healing, what I have found is that resentment, bitterness, and all those things that we can hold on to are the things that cause us illness. It's the holding on and claiming that you're right, and claiming you're right, and claiming you're right, and they are wrong, and staying in that field is what, thank you, Sylvia, is what causes disease. And it's the feeling that you're not worthy, and the guilt and the shame that causes the disease and the illness that I have seen in so many women around the world in my 25 years of practice. So this workshop coming up on February 29th, can somebody tell me, I don't know why I didn't look this up before, but can someone tell me, is this a leap year? Because the people I'm doing the workshop for, they said it was Saturday, February 29. And I'm like, wait, they're only 28 days, so it must be a leap year. Can somebody just tell me for sure? Can somebody just look that up and let me know? So it's going to be Saturday, February 29. It's a $90 workshop. Okay, Catherine, thanks so much. Pretty interesting that it's a leap year. And I'm going to be talking about forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves and forgiving others and coming into this space. Okay, thanks, Catherine. It's the thing, and the thing that is just, thanks, Sylvia. It is the most uncomfortable thing in the world, but it is the most freeing thing. We can just step out of it and just go, here's the key to it. Thanks, Mary. It's that you are innocent, and so is everybody else. I want you to just take that in. You are innocent, and so is everybody else. And that's what I'm going to be going into deeply on February 29th. So be looking for that. It's a $90 3-hour workshop that I will have on early bird offer soon. And you'll get to keep the video. The live participants do not have the video. So that's just my special arrangement for people in my community. And you have the opportunity to be there live over live stream while I'm doing the workshop. So we're going to be taking a deep dive into the thing that will set you free more than anything to be empowered, is to understand your innocence and everybody else's, and that everybody is doing their best, especially you. Yeah? So on that, let's take a deep breath. And I invite you to breathe into the spot on your pelvic floor called the perineum. Some people call it perineum. Perineum. I think in England they call it perineum. But it's a spot on your pelvic floor. It's the very center of everything for your body, for you, for your beingness. Just breathe into that spot. And then from that spot, I want you to just see a grounding cord. If that's too uncomfortable for you, just anywhere, your feet, your tailbone, anywhere. Grounding cord going all the way to the center of Mother Earth. Can you imagine the freedom from shame and guilt? Taking the deep dive into the freedom from shame and guilt. Yes. Yes, Vicky. So all the way to the center of Mother Earth. Tap into this energy, this ball of fire with this living entity, Mother Earth, and what is her message to you? Oh, she's just this resounding, like earthquake, yes. So I'm going to put it in the comments. I invite you to do the same. Mother Earth's initials are ME. You can make of that whatever you want. So for her, it's yes. She's so happy that I'm sharing this message today. You know how they say you come into the world alone, you leave alone? Do we have the courage to say no thank you to situations? Hi, Anna. To say no thank you to situations where the emotional blackmail is so big that the only way we will be accepted and loved is to good Vicky, is to fit into this little spot that's as big as the end of their little finger, and feel that aloneness. But here's the key. We are not alone, because we are one with everybody. So it's having the courage to stand alone, and that you have your own back. And it doesn't mean to be like prideful or arrogant or stand up for yourself, or some people are comfortable with that. I'm not. I just am like, okay, I let you have your truth. I'm just going to step out of it, and I send you love. Okay, that's my ultimate path. Okay, so thank you for dropping what Mother Earth is saying to you. She's saying to me, yes, she loves this message that I'm bringing, because this is truth. It's almost like it's feeding her heartbeat, okay? And I invite you to go back and watch the replay, because this message today is so huge. So huge. As usual, I'm using myself as the guinea pig in hopes that it will set you free, okay? So once you've gotten your message from Mother Earth, I invite you to drop it in the comments, because we all get fed by your message. Okay, we all get fed by your message. So come all the way up to your feet, and we're going to see, and I invite you to also feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth as you come up through. It's called Schumann Waves, all the indigenous cultures around the planet know about Schumann Waves. It's the heartbeat, it's the pulse inside of Mother Earth, and you'll feel it as you come on up. I actually feel it when I go down. So once you come up to your feet, there's this white light spin that goes all the way around in our bodies, just cleansing out all the guilt, all the shame, all the blame, 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 all the shame, all the shame. It's just, with this white light love, it is just getting, oh, good, Vicky. All the way up, all the way up. Nothing that's contrary to white light and love can even abide. So the centrifugal force of this white light spin is coming all the way up through our body, all the way up, just cleaning, aligning, harmonizing everything. All of your systems are working in harmony with itself. All the guilt, all the shame, all the unforgiveness, all the blame is going. Out. And from this space, white light, yeah, let it all go, Vicky. Yes, let it all go. Vicky's my co-facilitator today. Right, Victor? Okay. And now, white light swords are going all around our bodies. You're going to need to do this several times a day, ladies, because we tend to get very sticky energy, and people stick their energy onto us. And for us to be free, that's my picture. For us to be free, we need to sever the cords, any energetic cords. We will keep the love, but we're not attached to people, things, or events, or places. So huge. Several times a day, just cut those cords. And then not for protection, but just for healing. After those cords are cut, white light, gold light, pink light, and then purple light all around us. Not for protection. Again, there's nothing to protect ourselves from. Because we are all one. We are all connected. Those experiences that I've had where, what are they called? Like awakenings, ascension experiences. The thing that just melted me and brought me to tears was that we are all connected, and this is the truth. We are all connected. So there's nothing to protect ourselves from. There is no such thing as evil. It's just, don't pay attention. Just pay attention to what you desire. So with that, what we're going to do is go into the quantum field. As your fairy godmother, I'm taking you into the quantum field. I'm using my selenite wand and my crystal wand. Okay. And here's my crystal ball. See how we can see into it? And I want to show you this cube. Isn't this amazing? I don't know what this is, but it's amazing. With these tools, I invite you to feel the feeling of what it is that you desire. What is it that you desire? Feel the feeling of as if you are in it, doing it right now. Okay? What is that thing? As you become more and more authentic to yourself, as you become more true to yourself, you will see a parting of the ways. You will see just how much you've compromised. As you see the little box that you've been invited to be in so that you could be accepted by those you thought loved you. If you don't have your own back, you have nothing. And the more you travel this trail of coming into true authenticity with yourself, the more you'll see this. My question to you, my question to me is, do we have the courage? I do. I do. I do. It doesn't feel good. It's not what I thought. Hi, Donna. I was just thinking of you. I do. But it doesn't feel comfortable. And it doesn't feel fun all the time. However, I have nowhere to go but to myself. And to my God. And to my authenticity. If you haven't gotten my ebook yet, 3 Keys to Self-Love, I invite you to pick that up at 3keystoselflove.com, because this will guide you through the steps to this thing that I'm talking about. 3 keys, like you put in your car, to selflove.com, and pick up that free ebook. Very easy read. If anybody needs a refresher course on that, just pick it up. You won't be on my email list twice. In me, believe in joy, peace, and tranquility. Love thyself. Yes, yes, yes. Love thyself, know thyself. To the degree that we hear ourselves is the degree to which we will hear the angels. I just heard this from Kyle Gray this weekend. To the degree that we hear ourselves is the degree to which we will hear our angels. We will hear the mind of God. Angels are the mind of God. So with all of this, what is it that you desire? What is it that you desire? Desire is from the Father. What is it you desire? We're shedding skin. It's not comfortable. It's new. But it's an expansion that we can't not go into. We must go to the next level, or we will die. We will shrivel up. We will be that giant in the little box, thinking that this is our existence, and we will hate our lives. We must thrive. We must thrive to be empowered earth angels, empaths, and ultrasensitives. The only way we can thrive is to be in our authenticity and to have our own back. So what is that thing that you desire most? Just feel it as if you are that. Feel it as if. Now, in the quantum field of all possibilities, every fraction of a second, there are infinite planet Earths and infinite universes. Which one do you choose? I choose the one filled with love and abundance, in universe having my back. It might be a new set of people, though. It might be a new set of people. Because we have no control over other people. So in the quantum field of all possibilities, where every fraction of a second there is infinite planet Earths and infinite universes, which one do you choose? Every fraction of a second we can choose again, something different. Confidence, clarity, certainty. Confidence, clarity, certainty. Confidence, clarity, certainty. What do you choose? Now you're going to feel this. You're going to just bask in this feeling, this place. You're going to just bask here. Feel the stream of well-being. Feel the wealth. Feel the power. Feel the power, ladies and gentlemen. Feel the power. Feel the power. Feel your power as confident, clear, and certain. Feel your power as confident, clear, and certain. See yourself in a new light. See yourself brave, courageous, and bold. An empowered empath, ultra sensitive, and earth angel. Empowered. Empowered. Not needing other people to approve of you. Not needing anything from anybody. Okay, Vixter, thank you for being here. It's nice, it feels good, but I don't need it. I need me. I need my authenticity. I need my own sovereignty. I need my relationship with my God. I need to be true to me. I need to have my own back. That's what I need. The rest of it is nice, but if I don't have it, I won't die, even though it feels like sometimes I will. But I won't, because I'm not going to try to fit into that little box and try to conform so other people will approve of me. No, I just can't. So, Mary, what you can say is, I just desire to feel good, and just imagine yourself floating in the stream of well-being. Sometimes I feel the same way. And it's probably because there's a shame core that's over you, okay? Good, Mary. Good, Mary. Thank you. So just imagine, because there is nothing but the stream of well-being. Just imagine yourself in the stream of well-being. This is when Abraham says we're to go general, which means we just back off the details and we just say, everything always works out for me. The better it gets, the better it gets. What's good about this that I'm not seeing? And just basking in that stream of well-being. So let's just do that. Let's just bask in that stream of well-being. Remember the metaphor of driving in your car, you see the beautiful mountains, and then a bunch of bugs hit the windshield and you can't see the beautiful mountains. Well, we go, oh my God, there are bugs, oh my God, oh my God. So all you have to do is pull over to the gas station, take out the squeegee, clean off your windshield, and get back on the highway to see the beautiful mountains. So there's nothing but the stream of well-being. There really is. We just have this shame and the guilt and the blame and other people blaming us and feeling like we did something wrong. This is our default mechanism for earth angels, empaths, and ultra sensitives. Our default, our ego trip is to stay small. It's really what feeds our ego, is to stay small. So for us to grow and expand outside of our ego means for us to have our own backs. It's profound. So for us to have our own backs is the ultimate being set free. And until we come into our power, we aren't honoring ourselves. It's the shame and fear. I made a big mistake at work. I might be fired, but I don't fit there. But I have to earn money. Okay. So, yeah. Just go into your heart and see what the right thing to do is. Go into your heart and see what the right thing to do is. You aren't bad. You aren't wrong. You made a mistake. People make mistakes. People make mistakes. What's good about this that you're not seeing, Mary? What's good about this that you're not seeing about this? Just keep asking yourself, what's good about this that I'm not seeing? How does it get better than this? How does it get better than... You keep asking universe, how does it get better than this? How does it get better than this? And if you made a mistake, you can, apologize, but and ask what you can do to make up for it. That's what I do. and ask, what can you possibly do to keep your job? Because right now you do need the money while you're looking for something else possibly. But who hasn't made a mistake? While you look for something else. And just ask for guidance and thank the angels for guidance. The angels are the mind of God. Ask the angels for guidance. What is your next step? What is your next aligned action? What is the next thing that feels good out of all the sucky options? What is the next thing that feels good? And then say thank you. Thank you for showing me my next steps. Thank you for showing me my direction. Thank you for showing me what I'm supposed to do here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thanking is the quantum, like it's already happened, is the quantum field. We are feeding the quantum field. The quantum field is producing what we want in the future. It's preparing it, okay? So when we come from a place of thank you that it's happened, and acting as if it has happened, and pulling it now into the present time in our own feelings, emotions, actions, the way we dress, the way we eat, how would that person be? It's taking ourselves out of jail. Taking ourselves out of jail. Is this making sense? The quantum field is counterintuitive. That's why most people don't get it. Can you have a talk with your employer and just see maybe you need more training, or what it might be? I mean, if you're just completely not fitting there, maybe there's a different direction. I was in a recent situation that I just realized I don't fit for a number of reasons. And so that thing is, I can feel it going away. But I'm seeking and thanking for the next step, the next aligned action, the next step. Thank you for showing me the next step. Thank you that I know the next thing to do. Thank you. And just feel as if you have the next step, the next action. The most important thing is not to drop kick your own ass. Do you get what I'm saying? To have your own back. Going, I am intelligent. I get it. I'm smart. Just something's not fitting here. Maybe this thing is chewing you up and spitting you out because you really are supposed to be somewhere else. But thank you for the direction. Thank you for the next steps. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for answering. Thank you for showing me. Thank you. And I will not abandon myself no matter what. Self-abandonment is the worst abandonment in the world. It hurts when other people abandon us, but what the real hurt is that we've abandoned ourselves. We've abandoned the believing in ourselves. Does this make sense? Who's this making sense to? It's believing in ourselves to win, not to place, come in second, and not to show, come in third, but to win. It's believing in ourselves to win. Who is this resonating with? Drop it in the comments if this is resonating with you. We must have our own back. We must, because if we don't, we wind up being that big giant in that little tiny box with the deformed spine, thinking that we're okay because people are smiling at us. And we're thinking that they like us, but they might not. We have to believe in ourselves. That's why I say this group is leaders. Okay, Catherine? This group is leaders. Leaders are not followers. Leaders are not followers. We are not followers. I'm sorry to break it to you. We're the ones who cannot go with the masses. We see something different. We hear something different. We feel something different. We don't get it. We don't feel good conforming. Sometimes the direction is to fit in and maybe not speak our mind. And you just keep following your guidance. Again, it's knowing in yourself what is resonating. Knowing in yourself what is resonating. This message is so strong today. This message is so strong today about having our own back. As the things around us that we put our security in are getting shaken, where do you put your security? The invitation is to put your security in yourself, in your belief in yourself, in who you are as love and one with everything, and coming from a place that's higher up on the floors. Another one of my mentors, Grace Kelly in Italy, she says it's like if you're in the Empire State Building and you're down on the second floor, all you see is the buildings. We're being invited to go to a higher place, a higher place, a higher place, a higher place. Once you get up to the 30th floor, you can start to see some of the skyline. You can start to see some of the view. And that's when we just like calm our mind and come into this place of, hi, Anne, nice to see you, darling. We come into this higher place of not being in our mind, not being in the worried state, but being in the place of peace.